welcome you to the 96th commencement exercises of Rosholt High School. Seniors, it's been fun watching you grow from annoying little freshmen and a lot of boys and 4 quiet girls into such wonderful spirit-filled young people. When I came to Rosholt, I can remember meeting this class for the first time and thinking, oh boy, oh, those girls. And you know what? You girls grew up so well and you handled those boys.
I know this world seems so big, and everything seems so out of reach. The sky is high, and the walk is wide. You just don't know what you've got yet. It's in the palm of your hand. It's right in front of where you stand. If you believe everything you dream will come true, and if you can love, no matter how you hurt, love will come to you, back to you. This world is yours. At times I know it's gonna be hard when you think you can't go on, but there's a plan for you. Just let your heart follow through. Come on, I promise you can do it all. 'Cause where you fall, you can always start again. If you can love, no matter how you hurt, love will come to you, back to you. This world is yours. Climb a mountain, cross the ocean, sail the river until it opens. Make good friends, listen hard, let it out, dance on. If you believe everything you dream will come true, if you can't see, there's nothing that can be too big for you. No, no. If you can't see, if you can't believe, if you can dream, this world is yours. This world is yours.
Thank you, Whitney. I'd like to introduce, and looking into the future, Jesse Schultz.
My fellow students, as much as I would love to stay and create more memories, it's time for us to leave. How did it all go by so fast? It seems like only yesterday we were skinny little freshmen, fighting with the lost on our lockers or trying to figure out which class we have next, and looking very clueless at our upperclassmen. Now we are the upperclassmen, the seniors who stand here ready to graduate and move forward in the world. Yet at this very moment, we can't help but look back at all the years we spent together. Oh yes, our kindergarten years. We didn't have Luke, Zach, Jesse, or Mackenzie yet. We were all so cute, but yet the biggest troublemakers that misfits could ever have. Except there was just this one little, very blonde little boy that was a goody-goody and never got into trouble. He goes by the name of Garrett Brown. We were all liked to make this Miss Fritz mad every now and then, but not Garrett. Then there was Sam. He liked to get into a little bit of trouble, and he loved candy. One afternoon, when Miss Fritz went to get milk for snack time, she left us alone as we were pretending to nap during our nap time. Sam and Jacob thought it would be a great idea to go in her candy stash in the bottom right-hand drawer. They quietly crawled over there and grabbed some. Too bad Miss Fritz happened to walk in when Sam had 2 handfuls of candy. Jacob was hidden behind Sam and never got caught. I guess the red hair does stick out a bit. Moving along to first grade, we thought we were getting so old. Finally, Luke joined us this year. We were the first class ever in the new first grade room. We were finally the cool kids then. When it came to the day Luke was officially going to be my cousin, he was beyond excited. He couldn't stop writing his name all over. He wanted it to be perfect when he had to sign papers. When he finally got back to school that day, he was so proud he was able to write his name better than anyone in the class. He had to stand up in front of everyone and write his name on the board. Another year came around when we arrived to second grade. Miss Fritz was so excited about the new flooring, she just couldn't wait to start teaching us. We gained another girl. Her name was Alyssa. Believe it or not, our class stayed out of trouble this year. Except for one thing. Alyssa and I didn't really get along due to the fact that she had to have the same birthday as me. We fought about it almost 99% of the year because I didn't want to share the same birthday as another girl. Neither of us won because, well, we can't move birthdays. Third grade. Oh my goodness, we thought. Finally getting through these long years. After all of our hard work and dedication we put into third grade, Miss Fritz was finally giving us a break and taking us on a field trip. A few weeks beforehand, Luke decided it would be a great idea to superglue his eyes shut. Yes, shut. He couldn't open it for about 2 weeks. The day he returned, he had to show everyone in the class. That was really disgusting. He still stuck it out and tagged along on our field trip. This was also the year that Ethan would wake up to school with his pajamas on under his daily clothes. We would all be able to tell if he was still wearing his pajamas on because you could see Scooby-Doo sticking out under his t-shirt that he put on that morning. Maybe he was just too tired to take off his pajamas, so we just put clothes on over it. Fourth grade was our year to show Mrs. England how awesome we really are. Miss England didn't have any troubles teaching us, but when it came to recess time, she couldn't believe what was happening before her eyes. The boys in our class were the roughest, toughest, and meanest in the elementary. They were the roughest because one day Miss England was on recess duty when she happened to look out at the field and realized that Paul and Jacob were at it again. No, not just playing kickball or baseball, they were fighting, rolling on top of each other, pretty much a WWE wrestling match. Toughest, well, they were fourth grade boys, so what do you expect? Finally, the meanest. No matter how hard us girls wanted to play or be a part of their teams, we couldn't because we were not good enough, fast enough, and we were girls, so we must have had cooties. Fifth grade came around, and that was when Jesse and Mackenzie finally decided to become one of us. Brianna, Hope, and I were always the 3 peas in a pod, and we didn't know if we could fit another pea in our pod. Until this wonderful friend of ours came along, we wanted to play a little trick on her and told her that in order for us to join our group, she had to sing a song. We didn't think that she would do it until she actually started singing.
6th grade was a special year for us. We were the last class to be in a multi-age, and Zach finally thought it would be a perfect time to join us. We had Miss Rumstead this year for literature. She was very helpful when the time came to when we didn't know how to spell a word. For every word we didn't know, she would simply spell out D-I-C-T-I-O-N-A-R-Y. She also tried to teach Jacob that a capital B does not belong at the end of his name. 7th grade, but what fun memories. Mr. Hendren taught science for the first time and gave Hope and I a detention for talking too loud while everyone was still taking the test. The only worst thing that happened this year with our class was Sam thinking it was a great idea to wear his sister's spandex to PE. 8th grade wasn't all that exciting, mostly because all the guys in our class got chewed out by Mr. Slearsville for supposedly bullying the senior class. Other than that, nothing else really happened. When freshman year came around, we thought it would be the best year for us to be clumsy. Well, the best year for Brianna to be clumsy. Whitney, Jacob, and Brianna thought it would be a perfect day to work out, and Brianna decided she should pull out some of her ninja moves and karate kick the very top of the punching bag. Well, her idea soon came to be the worst idea she could have possibly thought of once she fell on her face. Sophomore year was finally here. In September, Kendall got into a really bad car accident and broke his leg. It was a frightening moment for all of us, knowing it could have been worse. As Kendall started getting better, his pranks started to get better as well. Zach, Ethan, and Kendall put a deer head in Brianna's car, which freaked her out quite a bit. And they filled her air ducts with flour. That way, when she entered the car on that hot day and cranked on the air, we also won first place in the dodgeball tournament. Jacob was so proud. When junior year came around, we couldn't have been more excited. Brianna's car got dirtier by the minute. Sam had a mission to fill her car with exactly 51 corn cobs, and they remained in the trunk for about a half a year, maybe a little longer due to Brianna's unwillingness to take them out. We just had fun. We again reigned over everyone with our repeat at the dodgeball tournament. Overall, we had 3 total championships, just putting that out there. We shared laughs, cries, and fun memories we will cherish forever. As the year came close to the end, our class grew closer, and we were so close on becoming seniors. And now here we stand. Our rule is over, and it's up to the next class to step into our shoes and take over. I know that as I look at it, all of you, I will measure my time here in a much different way. I will measure it in all the friendships, laughs, and tears we have shared together. Some were pretty casual, and others were much closer. But I'll remember each one fondly, as I'm sure you all will too. And when many of our high school memories begin to fade, we will all remember the times we have spent and shared together here. Congratulations, class of 2015. Wherever we go and whatever we do, may we always be friends when we meet again.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
Damn, who knew? All the planes we flew, the things we've been through. That I've been standing right here talking to you. That I never had. I know we love to hit the road and laugh, but something told me that it wouldn't last. Had to switch up, look at things different, see the bigger picture. Those were the days, hard work forever pays. Now I see you in a better place. I really got to talk about the new things all we got. Everything I was doing was standing by my side. And now you told me that you were the last one.
Without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. So I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
As you grow, go out your way, you'll be back. Let's put it strong, you will smart. Turn to a friendship turn to a bond, and that bond will never be broken, and love will never get lost. And we're loving, we're drunk, and the line will never be drawn. Cause never get on our own, and that line will have to be drawn, and that line is what we do, so remember me when I'm gone. I really got to talk about everything that's all we got.
Always knew this day would come. We'd be standing one by one with our future in our hands. So many dreams, so many plans. Always knew after all these years there'd be laughter, there'd be tears. I never thought I'd walk away with so much joy, with so much pain, and it's so hard to say goodbye.
Well, we were supposed to have our speech done on Thursday. Well, we're going to throw that idea and just kind of go impromptu. Just kidding.
Well, this year we had some college classes at the beginning of the year that we've never had before, and most of us decided to take them, but right away some of them didn't go quite as planned, and they were a little harder than we thought. But we all ended up getting college credit, all the people that actually took the class, so we'll get a head start, and that's good.
This year for football, we ended up having one of the best seasons we've ever had in Tri-State. Finished 6-2, and we had some pretty memorable games by taking down Webster and Clarkville Lake. The volleyball team also had a pretty good year with a record of 8-15.
This year for homecoming, our theme was superheroes, and our class float was the Avengers. The only problem was when we were trying to make our slogan for our float, we couldn't actually figure out how to use the word avenge. So that was kind of a problem. And our class wasn't really the best at dressing up every time, but we saved up our spirit and won the tug of war, and that's all that matters. So,
on to basketball season. The boys have 7 seniors out. We had a pretty good year. We're 13-7. On the girls' end, there was only one senior girl, so she didn't have the rest of her friends with her playing this year. But they had a pretty solid year too.
snowball came along, and yet again, we weren't very good at dressing up our class. But we used our spirit again, and we won the dodgeball tournament for the 3rd time. And as you can tell, I'm sure you've heard before we've won that. That's probably our class's greatest accomplishment. We're very proud of that. After basketball season and snowball, we ended up going on a senior class trip to Washington, D.C., and it was a lot of fun. A lot of us, or I shouldn't say a lot of us, some of us hadn't been on a plane before, and we were kind of wondering how people were going to deal with that. But they handled it all really well. And when we got there, we went around to a lot of the memorials and museums and things, and spent a lot of time at the mall. And one of the things we did was go on segways. At first, we were kind of disappointed. We thought there was going to be more people following. We thought we were going to have a little more excitement. But then soon after, we did end up having a few crashes. Brianna had a couple tumbles. But we got out of it all right, and that's all that matters. Another thing we did was we went to a nationals game. It was a lot of our class's first time at an MLB game, and that was a lot of fun. Bryce Harper hit a couple home runs, and they won the game, so that was fun. We also went to a comedy club, and so a couple people got sick after. We weren't sure if it was because of the food or what. Miss Davidson stayed back with them the next day, and they made it through it. Then, after that, we had one day left, and we went around to a couple more museums. We actually took a boat to the Mount Vernon, and that was about an hour and a half boat ride. And we actually almost missed the boat back, so I don't know what we would have did there. We would have actually missed it, but we were getting ready to run back to the boat, and then some lady told us that we could catch the bus getting back there, so that was a relief.
Well, we just want to thank our chaperones that went on our trip with us, Mr. Grieger, Mrs. Davidson, and Mr. Elliott. It was a lot of fun. We probably could have picked better chaperones. We want to thank all of our teachers for everything over the years. We have a couple teachers leaving the school this year, and we just want to thank them for our service. Let's give them a round of applause. Now we are here, ready to graduate. It's kind of scary. I think we're still kind of scared up here. But we made the best of everything we could. Had a lot of memories with each other, and we'll still always have our friendships. and we can't wait to see how they all rise above all. Thank you.
Going through my closet the other day, found an old yearbook that right to the page of that senior trip. Down there on that long strip, we all started yelling when we smelled the beats. Couldn't wait to try to make IDs. We only had a few days, a whole lot of memories to make. Oh man, we were living. Didn't wait for a minute. We talked and drank and danced and said goodbye. We laughed until we cried. This past year, my family was sitting cross-legged around the Christmas tree, listening to Van Gogh. We all knew probably be his life. He was cracking jokes and we were taking turns, telling stories about fishing or lessons learned out on the porch looking up. We all felt like kids at work. Oh man, we were living, sitting there and listening. We sang and talked and traveled back in town. We laughed until night.
When Mrs. Davidson asked our class who wanted to give speeches, I chose the future speech thinking it would be the easiest. I soon realized that the other two were just talking about what already happened. And I was to motivate this speech, to motivate the class that had placed last in dress-up days every year, except for one, when we got second to last. Right now, we are graduating and leaving a large part of our life behind, moving forward towards bigger and better plans. On the wall behind me is the motto, "We rise above all." I think these words are truer for now than ever before. Because as we leave high school behind, a few years older and wiser than when we started, we can look back and realize that we have risen above all the obstacles placed in front of us. Milton Berle once said, if opportunity doesn't knock, build a door. If you don't know who he is, don't worry, neither do I. However, his message to us is very clear. If we're not born gifted with traits of genius or a star athlete, we shouldn't settle with good enough. As we move into the real world with a high school diploma and the support of an entire community behind us, we shouldn't settle with a career or college major because it was easy. We should work and persevere until we have the opportunity, the job, or college degree that we want. The one that our hard work has earned us. The one that we deserve because we went out into the world knowing that we are going to build a door for opportunity to knock on. As both a class and as individuals, we can show everyone that we accomplished everything we have sought. We now have all that we need. we have 16 diplomas and a world tour of opportunity. We are the class of 2015, and we will rise above all.
The following students have been inducted into the National Honor Society. Please stand and be recognized as I call your names. Dylan Litt, Luke Litt, and Hadley Meyer. I also have the honor and privilege of announcing our senior academic awards. Please stand when your name is announced. Graduating with honors, Paul Zock and Dylan Litt. Graduating with high honors, Luke Litt. And graduating with highest honors, Jesse Schultz and Hadley Meyer.
At this time, I would like to recognize our Regents Scholar graduates. The Regents Diploma recognizes academic achievement over the course of a student's high school career. Students earning this award automatically qualify for entry to any of South Dakota's 6 state-supported universities. To earn the Regents Scholar Diploma, students must have at least a 3.0 grade point average, complete 4 units of English, mathematics, and science, 3 units of social studies, 2 units of the language, and 1 unit each of fine arts and computer science. The diplomas are signed by Governor Dennis Lugard and the Department of Education Secretary Dr. Melody Schott. This year receiving the Regent Diploma is Mackenzie Weidenbach.
Each year, the Joseph and Alice Arneson Memorial Scholarship is presented at graduation. This scholarship is given to the student who on graduation day is ranked number 1 academically in his or her class. The student must be committed to entering a competitive college in the fall of the same year he or she graduates from high school. And they must have plans of completing a course of study leading to a bachelor's degree. This year's recipient of the Joseph and Alice Arneson Memorial Scholarship is Hadley Meyer. It is also my pleasure to announce the salutatorian and valedictorian for the Rosholt High School graduating class of 2015. This year's salutatorian is Jesse Schultz. And the valedictorian for Rosholt High School class of 2015 is Hadley Meyer.
Superintendent Apple, Board Chairman Kenyon, School Class of 2015 have met all the requirements set forth by the Rosholt School District and the state of South Dakota. Will the students please come forward as I call your names and receive your diplomas? Hope Marie Randall. Garrett Nicholas Brown. Kendall Allen Zero. Zachary Oli Elbert. Ethan Dennis Jerome and Wilder. Samuel Ray Lewis. Dylan John Lake. Luke Gerald Lake. Whitney Lorraine Lake. Hunter E. Matson. Hadley James Meyer. Brianna Victoria Sands. Jesse Alex Schultz. Mackenzie Mary Weidenbach. Jacob Clark Zott.
Theodorus. Seniors, you may move your tassels from right to left. Parents, relatives, friends, and community members, I present to you the graduates of 2015. In recognition of the seniors and their parents, please remain at your seats until the graduates, their parents, and those seated with them are ushered out. Thank you.